Vision, where bad ideas get pulverized and the truth will set you free. Trento Vision is hosted by Tom Trento. Tom can be reached at 561-319-5533 or Tom at TrentoVision.tv. Listen and watch every weekday from 3 to 6 p.m. on AM 1470 WNN and TrentoVision.tv. Now, let's get a peek at Tom's view of the world. Here's Tom Trento.
Sound good? Mike.
Sounds good.
What a amazingly horrible fight song. Does anybody have any idea? Listen again. And let me give you the words to this. Yes, Alabama, drown tide, every bomber, man's behind you, hit your stride. Go teach the Bulldogs to behave. Send the Yellow Jackets to a watery grave. Who wrote this stuff? Watery grave. All right. Enough of that. Oh, my God. Roll Tide. That's the Roll Tide fight song, ladies and gentlemen, on the day of the national championship in the United States of America, where football reigns supreme. Now, you ready? You want to hear a fight song? Here we go.
I gotta say, it's a better fight song, Tom.
Everybody knows that one. Now, you may not know what school that's from, but everybody knows that that is the number one fight song. Okay.
It does have to be, like, out of all fight songs throughout America, that has to be
the most well-known one, without question.
Yeah.
Fighting Irish, ladies and gentlemen. I wish it was the Fighting Italians, but it's Fighting Irish.
Same thing.
Same thing. No, the Italians and the Irish fight with each other. But I've been a Notre Dame fan since I was a little tiny kid. And all you got to do is listen to that, and then listen to this caca here. Oh, my God. Yeah, sure. Okay. Want to take some bets on this game?
Yeah, I'll take 5 on the Tide.
Didn't you go to that school or live in Alabama or something?
No, I was in the SEC conference. So.
No, you had something to do with Alabama. Somebody in your family lived there or something.
Oh, my father lives in Alabama.
Yeah, well, yeah, you can't get far away from it. I mean, it just oozes out, that whole Alabama thing. Now, what I will say about the people from Alabama.
Hold on, let me qualify.
Go ahead.
He's a Hoosier transplant down to Alabama, so it's kind of a split.
Oh, yeah, it's a little strange.
Split narrative there because Notre Dame's out of Indiana, so there you go.
Okay. Well, I'm not a big Alabama fan since the 92 national championship in the Superdome in New Orleans. I went there to watch the Hurricanes, and 77,000 fans, 70,000 toothless Roll Tide fans. There's a rule that you can't have all your teeth if you're from Alabama. You can have some of your teeth and maybe most of your teeth, but not all of your teeth, at least in 1992. And I don't think things have changed that much. But we went with the Hurricanes, and what a horrible experience that was. We lost, and I stayed in New Orleans for a week having to listen to...
Nolans.
Yeah, Nolans. Well, I had a friend who was an attorney there. And he was right out of like Boss Hogg kind of thing.
Yeah.
He would say, "This is my town, New Orleans." He'd pronounce it like that.
Boy.
New Orleans. Everybody that lives there, it's Nolans. But he said, New Orleans. And he was the guy you go to if you want to get stuff done in New Orleans with the Times-Picayune. You know what the Times-Picayune is?
Yeah, it's a paper.
That was a newspaper down there, the TP.
I almost lived in New Orleans.
Oh, God.
Until I actually went down there and tried to find a place to live down there. Boy, this is a real dirtbag town back
It
then.
is.
Yeah,
It
really
still
is.
is. It still is.
But
Unless you like
fun.
crawfish and suck their heads off and
But it is
suck out all the
fun.
juice.
But you're always looking over your shoulder though when you're walking down the street.
This is a dangerous town for sure. Hey, what's his name? Brad Pitt. He's building houses there, so it's got to be a great place.
But I got to agree with you though on the Roll Tide thing. I'm a Gator fan, so
You don't like that song?
Well, I particularly loathe Alabama, but I think they're going to crush all over them. But tonight. Oh, it's a terrible song. There's nothing worse than a winning Alabama fan.
Let's see if we can do it. Both at the same time. There it is. It's amazing what you can do with a computer nowadays. All right, knock that stuff off. Goodbye, Alabama. I'm looking for tickets. Anybody have tickets under $50,000? Give us a call. And if there's any donors out there that can help us with $60,000 for 50-yard line seats tonight. $60,000 for nosebleed section.
So $60,000 for tickets.
A ticket.
What's that? That's $1,000 a minute.
It's $1,000 a minute. I'll sell you a TV for $5,000. You get my TV for $5,000, and you can watch it at my house if you want. Give me the rest of the money. All right. Anyway, Tom Trento here on January 7th, the day of the national championship, the Bowl Championship Series, BCS. And it's down to the undefeated Notre Dame. And Alabama lost a game, didn't they? I think they did. Or are they undefeated?
Yeah, they lost against Texas A&M.
They did. They lost one game. But
against who was it? It was the Heisman Trophy winner.
Oh, Johnny Football. Johnny Football. Yeah,
I think that was the game they lost.
Well, he had a great game the other day. Here we are, Trento Sports, all sports, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Sports talk. Right here, and Jihad. Sports talk and Jihad talk. Wow. And Tea Party talk.
We need Kenny here to verify.
Kenny's got to be here.
He's got to come in here and verify all of our
We have the first
stuff.
team engineer, but the second team sports guy over here with Joe. So we do need Kenny. We'll bring him in later on, and what we'll do? We'll play some songs and see if he can name that fight song. I bet you he could.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure he could. He probably knows the words to it.
Yeah. Well, we're excited today because we got a great show on the Tea Party theme, but after the show, Mark got us a front row table at a great place, Brews Sports Bar,
right?
In Deerfield, or is it Delray? One of those places.
Delray.
Do we want people to know where we're going to be? It's in
Delray.
It's in one of those places, and we're going to go watch the game. And I'm rooting for Notre Dame. Who do you want to win, really?
I got 5 on Alabama. I'm taking. You want 5?
I'll go for 5. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think this is going to be the maturation of the scoring. Alabama is going to be behind the first half, and then they'll come back and they'll win it in the fourth quarter.
I see you have
less than 3 points.
your Gator shirt on there
losing
for the viewing
Gator
audience.
shirt.
Yes.
Oh God, they were horrible.
Yes, that was a bad game. All right, it's $5 bet, Mark and I. Tomorrow we'll see if the Catholics win or if the Baptists win. Okay. Because
I'm not. I am rooting for it. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm still rooting for Notre Dame.
Okay.
But I just can't. I can't logically put money.
You can't spend your hard-earned money.
Right.
All $5 of it. Well, it's first time in 25 years for the Irish, and it could be just destiny. With the way their season has gone, I've watched several other games where they're last minute. Down to the wire, triple overtime, one game. But this is what men do that can no longer play football. We live vicariously through crazy people banging their heads into one another. But flag football still a little tough putting on pads these days. But in any event, we're glad you're here with us at 12 minutes past 3 o'clock on the East Coast. Tom Trento with the invisible CJ today. And the visible Mark, CJ is a little under the weather once again. And Mark is occupying her seat. And we'll do a handy job. We actually were going to set 2 cameras up, but we needed her to be there. Tomorrow we'll have a 2-camera shoot here. So we're getting more fancy, believe it or not, to our viewing audience. Today's show, as I said, the title is the Tea Party Dead? Did President Obama single-handedly kill the Tea Party as he's single-handedly killing the Republican Party? We're going to talk to quite a few Tea Party leaders and advocates today to take that under consideration. In fact, in a little bit we'll be talking to Joe Dugan from the South Carolina Tea Party. He's putting on the South Carolina Tea Party convention where 1 week from today, I'll be right here 1 week from today.
I'm jealous. I want to go to it, actually.
But I would have been at the South Carolina Tea Party convention. And looks like it's going to be a great event. Bunch of people. I'm speaking on a panel of 4 people: Frank Gaffney, Ambassador Hank Cooper, Ben Smith.
I know.
Yeah, our SEAL friend.
Yeah, I met Ben one time up in the RNC when we were up there.
Yep.
And I'm jealous. I mean, it looks like a great panel.
Looks like a good deal. And then I'm speaking on foreign law. You know, the insinuation of foreign law into the United States of America. So we're going to be dealing with that. That's next week at the Tea Party convention. There will be a video made and a thing released that they're doing something or other. We'll find out about that. But you're at TrentoVision.tv. Thanks for tuning in. In the second hour today, we have some more Tea Party people. We're going to be discussing the president's pick of Chuck Hagel.
Oh, that's a fantastic pick. Just a wonderful pick.
All the dumb Jewish people that
just a
bought
wonderful
the
pick.
Obama lie and said, "Oh, he's got Israel's back."
Oh, he's so pro Israel. He loves Israel.
There's 100 people you can pick for the DOD, the head of the Department of Defense, Secretary of Defense. There's 100 people you can pick that are solid, patriotic Americans who view Israel as a national security partner. Chuck Hagel is not one of them.
Well, it was a toss-up between Chuck Hagel or David Duke. It's like a 50-50 shot there.
You go
He
either
took
way.
coin flip, and he goes, "Oh, come on," and Chuck won.
Chuck won.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, and the theory, I mean, even Alan Dershowitz is laying in. Alan Dershowitz idolizes President Obama, thinks he can do no wrong, and though he may write a couple of letters here and there, say, "Oh, yeah, the president made a mistake," he does, you know, that's like covering his effusive love for this guy. Even he's saying now, I don't like where this is headed. And we'll get into that in the second hour.
I mean, they have to go to Israel because, first of all, they can't like him because he's a Republican. First of all, let's just, he's just off the table because of that. And that he actually has no love, zero love for Israel whatsoever. It's like a double whammy.
Them Jews, those Jews, I'm a U.S. senator for the United States. I'm not a senator for Israel, he said at one point. And that's fine. We all understand that, but we understand what you mean by that, too. And then what else? We got a lot of stuff going on today. But let me ask you, what'd you do over the weekend? Anything interesting before we get into the jazz here?
Yeah, I went and listened to an all-female girls band this weekend, and that was one of the things I did. Did a lot of writing.
All-female band.
Yeah, all-female band. It was pretty good.
Sexist. Very sexist.
Why is it sexist?
Well, all-female. Why can't there be any guys in it? Why can't I be in it?
Because you're not a
Apart
female.
from the fact that I don't sing or play any instruments.
Yeah, other than that, yeah.
Besides that, why
that.
can't I be in it? So that's what you did.
Yeah, watch the, this is a great weekend for football, too. So this is like, Nirvana in football. Oh, my God. You got the playoffs, you get the NFL playoffs, you get the national championship, and next week you get the playoffs.
I have an arm that's not quite working. I chopped down a tree. I did a George Washington and chopped down a
cherry tree.
Actually, it was a rubber tree, and one of those Florida rubber trees. I had some guys chop the tree down. Not the whole tree. I like trees. I like trees, okay. They chopped a big, gigantic limb that went into the canal, and, 50, 60 feet long.
Like 16, 18 inches wide, too.
The
It's
diameter
a tree.
thing.
They cut down a limb, which is a tree.
The limb was the size of a tree. Fell in the canal, and the tree guy said, "We can't go in there. It's too dangerous." So I had to get a couple of friends and go in there. And we went in, and what an adventure. I had gotten a pair of glasses for Christmas, $16 safety glasses with the thing that goes around your neck so you never lose them. Yeah, they're in the bottom of the canal. The $16 safety glasses with the thing that goes around your neck that you can never lose. I watched them fly through the air, hit the water, and sink. And I stuck an oar in and tried to catch them. It was too late. They sunk like lead glasses.
Feeding the gators.
Here's what happened. I mean, it was very awkward because the tree is down and the branches are all over, and it was blocking half the canal, so we had to get it out of there. So we have this little goofy boat, and we're going backwards in this boat, and a hanging spider nest from the hanging branches that was filled with spiders hits the back of my neck.
Oh, God.
I went, ah! I don't like spiders, right?
So
I'll fight men. I don't like spiders. I went, ah! And I went like this. My glasses went through the air. I saw them in slow motion, and I reached with the oar, and they were gone. Gone. Then one of the guys in the boat, we're cutting the branches to loosen it. We had to use a come-along to pull it in and all of this stuff. One of the guys, we're in the branches, and one of the guys says, look at that. And on the branch, just like this, there's one of these things.
Oh, a moccasin, huh?
No, it wasn't a moccasin. It was just the guy said, "Oh, that's a tree snake." Oh, great! It's a tree snake.
Operative word being snake.
Snake. I said, "Okay, shoot the tree snake or get me out of here." You know.
Okay.
And then the other adventure was there was one of those iguanas. What was an iguana, right? Little green iguanas.
No, it's a little fuzzy gecko, little Geico gecko. Oh, you shot the little Geico gecko.
No, I don't. My neighbor does. He shoots them all the time. They're just a pest.
He shot little Geico gecko.
No, this one got away. They're very fast. But that was my adventure, cutting a tree, and my arms are sore and all of that. But I need Organic Gold coffee. Tell us about Organic Gold coffee.
If I had a pack here in front of me, I could tell you about it. I don't have it here right now.
Have you ever?
Yes, I did. Actually, I had
imbibed?
One. Actually, I had one this morning. I had one with the latte and with the.
So you really like it?
Oh yeah, it's good. It's great. Great stuff. It's get you going. Boom.
Tell everybody a little bit about it. I have not had because you guys have just sucked it up.
Well, they're little packs. You can buy the packs and also buy the coffee itself too. But actually, the packs are really, really easy to use. You just open them up and throw them in there, and it looks like an instant, but it doesn't taste like an instant whatsoever. I mean, it's really good. And the lattes, you mix them both together. I like mixing the noir and the latte together.
Noir and the latte.
And just a little bit of milk, and then boom, it's a nice little shot in the morning. It gives you the kind of like the 5-hour energy wake up stuff, but without the 5-hour energy wake up stuff all in it. So.
Oh, okay. So, all right. Well, what we're going to do is we are going to work out with a sponsor some program for that, where they'll contact us or you or CJ or something. So we're working on that. But Organic Gold is good, easy, fast coffee for our listeners and our viewers out there. So we'll let you know about that in the future when CJ gets back, because she's handling all of that stuff. 75 degrees in here. Let's take a look outside on the 7th. 21 minutes.
I got that, actually.
You are handling the weather.
I am handling the weather. I have right here
traffic thing up.
Boca Raton, 74 degrees outside. It's 23 degrees Celsius with a high today of, who cares?
Well, it did rain. It rained here.
It's got a little weather cloud over it and everything like that, so we do have potential of rain.
Oh, I'm looking at it. Just put the monitor on. I see big number 96 there. You can turn you don't want to do a handstand. I bet you it's the same thing. Yeah, it will be. It will be. Traffic, Mr. Michael.
Traffic. There's traffic. Sorry, I'm going over something.
Did you put your little traffic thing up?
I have not. I need to
put that up.
I don't have it right now.
Go pull it up, and we'll wait. We're not going to wait, but I mean, we'll do the traffic.
Go on with the radio show. So let's actually do that.
We're not going to hold up the show.
I did see this. You saw the. One other thing I did this weekend was watch The Simpsons.
Oh, that was tremendous. I watched it too, and
That was hilarious.
one of the lines that was just great was this. I used to watch The Simpsons religiously for years and years, and people go,
It's a
"Why
great
watch
show."
that?" I mean, it's so well written. And then, got busy with all this stuff past few years. But last night I said, I'm going to watch it. I put it on. I was laughing my head off. The show was on preppers. It goes with our subject matter today perfectly. Tea Party, preppers. Anybody know what a prepper is? 888-565-1470. If you are a prepper, we want to hear from you. 888-565-1470. But we'll tell you the storyline for the Simpsons as we go through. It was Homer became a prepper. And Springfield...
You got a prepper calling in right now.
Springfield got hit with an EMP, an electromagnetic pulse bomb. And then, well, as we get into the show, we'll tell you what happened. But there was one line in there. The line was... somebody said, if Jesus had a gun, he'd be alive today, right? I thought that was a great line. If Jesus had a gun, he'd be alive today.
And the potato chips was a funny line.
Yeah, what was that one?
The one
At the end. Oh, yeah, the guy wanted Lay's potato chips. Who is it?
Roman.
Oh, Roman, okay. Roman, hi, this is Tom and Mark, no CJ today. Tom, Mark, and Mike. How are you doing, Roman?
I'm doing just fine, Tom. I just walked in on the conversation with you saying that if Jesus had a gun, he'd be alive today.
It was actually a line from The Simpsons.
There was a line from The Simpsons last night, and the show was on all the preppers in Springfield, and Homer became a prepper, and then Springfield got hit with an EMP. I mean, it was perfect for our subject matter today, Couldn't have scripted any better. How are you doing up there in the Palatine area of Illinois?
Well, we're hanging in there, Tom. I think we've got a tougher fight in our hands than you guys have in Florida, but we're trying to get stronger and stronger here, and I understand the topic that you're discussing today is about the future of the Tea Party.
Yes, and I know that you are the chapter director. What is it, chapter director?
Chapter leader of Act for America.
For Act for America. What's the exact name of your chapter?
Well, it's the Palatine chapter.
The Palestine chapter.
Act of America. So Act of America has over 600 chapters throughout the world, and I had the one in Palatine, Illinois.
Perfect. And Act for America was started by Brigitte Gabriel, who's the Lebanese Christian woman who escaped from Lebanon to Israel, then to the United States. And she's ably assisted by Guy Rogers and Kelly Cook. They're good friends of ours, all of them. You're one of the chapter leaders, but you're also involved with the Tea Party. Question, Roman, is that we're dealing with today, and there are people still stunned from the November 6th election. We just saw our Republican folks in Congress. I don't know what we saw. What is, and you're very involved with the Tea Party. Don't you lead a Tea Party up there also?
No, I don't actually lead it, but I'm involved with the Palatine Tea Party, and I also have given talks to about 10, 15 Tea Party groups in the state of Illinois and Indiana.
And you're a long-time Army guy, right?
That's correct. 2010, I retired after 34 years of service, active and reserve.
34 years. Let's give Roman a round of applause.
Were you an officer or were you enlisted?
Officer. I was a colonel, 06.
Oh, okay. Full bird colonel. Okay, good.
That's right.
Yeah, Roman's a great guy. Tell us a little bit about your view of the Tea Party now. What do you think is going on? Is it dead? Is it going anywhere? And what needs to happen?
Well, I don't think it's dead at all. I was a little bit surprised about the outcome. Not surprised, I was shocked by the outcome on a national level and also here in our state. I worked for Joe Walsh for about 7-8 months, beating the pavement and trying to get the votes out, and Joe ran a near-perfect campaign, but the powers to be just seemed to overwhelm him, and he lost by 10%.
Wow.
So that was a shocker. I do think, however, that there is still a hidden power behind the Tea Party. And as you mentioned, Tom, about what the Republicans did in D.C., there is a part of me that believes sincerely that it's time for the Republican Party to be morphed, meaning they've got to come back to their roots. And it almost reminds me historically of before Lincoln was elected. I mean, we didn't have a Republican Party before Lincoln. We had the Whig Party. And then it morphed, and then he was the first Republican president. It almost seems right now that we keep losing these elections, and it seems like the only way we can get back on top is by going back to our roots, going back to the beliefs of our founding fathers, a belief system and a moral compass, teaching our kids core values. And I think the Tea Party can be the vehicle to do this. The good news, when I was driving back here to tap into this conversation, I heard Ted Cruz, the new senator from Texas, talk.
Yeah.
What an impressive young man.
He's very impressive, for sure.
And he was supported by the Tea Party. But I do think that the Tea Party took some hits, unwarranted, because they make the Democrats make the Tea Party sound worse like the Occupy movement.
Right.
And it was the Occupy movement that had all those crimes, rapes,
Exactly.
horrible things going on in their encampments. And the Tea Party was very, very benign and very correct. And their main focus, of course, is fiscal responsibility.
Right.
So, I'm hoping that there will be a rejuvenation and a energizing of the Tea Party, and we're making some plans here in Illinois, and hopefully, maybe Illinois can be perhaps starting a new party, perhaps.
Well, here's the problem, Colonel, is right now we have up on Washington, I'm watching a Talking Head show over this Sunday and all the other, pretty much every other show that actually talks about any type of issue as far as the Tea Party is concerned or anything like that. And they have pretty much tried to demonize the Tea Party, put it into a hate group category. And plus, and here's the other problem with it, the Republicans are running away from all their values. So now they're talking about, well, we don't need to be, so strident on, on fiscal issues. We don't need to be so strident on this. We need to and they're caving all over the place, and they're going to cave again. They're going to raise the debt ceiling. They're going to do all this other stuff. Where is the solution coming from the Tea Party that says, hey, no, we don't do this? Because, I don't see it out there. I just see, a bunch of vacillation of different people going out. Is there any hope that we can take this back?
Well, I think there is that's the only option we have.
Right.
Is to take it back. And the only option we have, as Churchill said, it gets tougher and tougher. But ultimately, even if the chances are slim, we still have to fight because it's better to be free than become slaves.
Right. It's very daunting, as far as if you're in a Tea Party. So I can see why the motivation is not really there right now in the Tea Party. What's it going to take to revitalize the Tea Party? Is it going to take a candidate? Is it going to take a person? Is it going to take the individuals? What do you see as the revitalization? I see the revitalization as, again, some good candidates. I think Ted Cruz proved that in Texas. Mm-hmm.
I think, and I'm hopeful, that Joe Walsh will run again, perhaps for statewide office. He never threw the Tea Party under the bus. He always embraced them, and he embraces everyone that wants to help him out. So I think you're right. I think it's going to take the certain kind of candidate. I think in retrospect, when we look at our nominee for president, Governor Romney, nice guy, nice record, but I just don't think he was the right person for the right time. I think this time we needed someone with a different approach, than Romney. I think Romney was too nice, and then I don't think that his advisors did him any favors.
No, I mean, we had that conversation about the whole Benghazi thing. I mean, he had a perfect way to knock it out of the park, in the third debate, and he just whiffed it. And
Correct.
he also whiffed it just with the Tea Party in itself. The Tea Party never got behind him because he never really got behind the Tea Party. He ran from the Tea Party as far as he could, and that's the reason that people were saying, well, the Tea Party had no effect in this election because he didn't go out there and actively go after them.
Well, he didn't, because the Tea Party was considered to be on the right, and his advisors were telling him, don't worry about the right, they'll vote for you anyway. You've got to pivot in order to get the center, independent.
I remember that pivot.
Yeah, I think this is a myth about the center, though. I really do. I think there's a big myth about that. But
what do you mean?
It's some mythical center that doesn't really exist, because maybe 10 or 15 years ago it did, but I just don't see it anymore. I see it as people either being conservative, or they're going back to, more constitutional issues, or they want to go leftist socialist. I mean, there's really not that much gray area anymore. It's pretty much one side or the other.
But the middle that Roman is talking about and the advisors had was the undecideds, the people that just don't know exactly where they want to be. Maybe they're fiscally conservative but socially liberal. But in any event, we have our guest on right now, just calling in. So, Roman, I'm going to thank you for calling, and you can keep listening.
Much,
sure, you're doing a great job up there. And again, thank you for your service.
Bye.
Roman, Act for America, and in Palatine, Illinois.
That's not Palestine, Illinois.
It's close to Palestine. Yeah. Palestine, Illinois is Chicago, basically. That's what Palestine, Illinois is. I used to live there. But thank you, Roman, and I think we got Joe. Joe, you on the line?
Thanks, Roman.
Tom.
Joe Dugan, good afternoon. You're with Tom Trento, Mark Campbell, Mike, and no CJ today. She's a little under the weather.
Hi, Mark and Mike.
How you doing?
I think we have your picture up. Mike, you got Joe's picture there? You sporting a stash these days, Joe?
Yeah, for about the last 40 years.
Okay. Let's see if... There we go. There you are. I don't know if you're watching this. Are you watching Trento Vision?
No, I'm not today.
Oh, okay. But your picture's there, and you got a bunch of photos behind you. Pretty good picture. And you got your little American flag on, and everything's going. Welcome,
that's what it looks
Joe
like.
Dugan from the South Carolina Tea Party, and putting on the South Carolina Tea Party Convention. What's up, Joe? Give us an update.
Very exciting, Tom. We're really getting a ton of people to pre-register for this event. We have as you may know, we have a seating capacity of 600 because it's an indoor event, and the list of speakers is just unbelievable. I am so looking forward to you and Ambassador Cooper and Ben Smith, and putting on your roundtable after your presentation with Frank Gaffney. It's just going to be fantastic. And
yep.
we've decided to also do another roundtable, Tom, and that's going to be with 3 doctors who will give us a presentation about Obamacare.
Wow, I want to go to that.
Yeah.
And then they'll have a roundtable on that also.
We're going to get a lot of guests for the show with this thing. That's for sure.
Fantastic.
I saw Joe, as we get into this. This is Joe Dugan, ladies and gentlemen, who is heads up the South Carolina Tea Party and is putting the second year for the South Carolina Tea Party Convention, state convention. Put a whole array of speakers together. I was honored to be asked to be one of the speakers. And I saw that Ben Smith, and our viewers and listeners know that Ben Smith is a former SEAL, did almost 10 years in the Navy, most of that with the SEALs, had some fascinating deployments, one of which that he can speak about was with the guarding the provisional government in Iraq What a job that is, you know.
Right.
Here, you guys now are running this crazy country, and these guys are going to protect you. How to do that. But I saw that through a couple of friends, Stuart Kaufman. He works with us at the United West. He's from New York originally, and then moved to South Carolina. He, about a year or two ago, became friends with a state senator from South Carolina, Alan Clemens, Senator Clemens. And in fact, Stuart and Alan and I were supposed to go to Israel together. I wasn't able to make it. They went to Israel, had a wonderful time. And through all of that, once we suggested Ben Smith as SEAL, Alan Clemens wanted to. Is this public record what Alan's doing, or maybe not?
It's not finalized yet. I don't believe that they voted on it yet, but he has given me assurances that it will be done this week.
Okay. Can we talk about it or not?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
We can talk.
Alan Clemens is putting a resolution together at the legislature in South Carolina to honor Ben Smith.
Oh, really?
And you know, as a symbolic representation for the SEALs and the special operators and the military and what they've given and done for this country. So we thought that was pretty cool. And Ben had to write up this big, long kind of bio on himself. That was very interesting, wasn't it?
I didn't get to see that.
Oh, it was a very personal explanation as to his procession, pilgrimage, if you will, from being a little kid to becoming one of the elite warriors in the world, and now he's becoming a stalwart Tea Party defender and speaker and proclaimer. But Joe, before we get into the details of the South Carolina event, is the Tea Party dead? That's the question we're dealing with today.
Well, as a matter of fact, I just finished another interview on that same subject, and I don't think it's dead at all. I think that that our country our citizens are somewhat despondent. After the recent election and after the ill-conceived performance on the fiscal cliff, where we increased spending and there was a 41-to-1 ratio of spending cuts to increases, and this was supposed to be about spending cuts, about facing the reality of our $16.4 trillion debt and the deeper hole that the Federal Reserve digs for us every day. And the country is on a path that is just not survivable. It leads to a black hole in the earth, and there's no climbing out. There's no ladder out. So what we're going to try and do at our convention, and this is going to be made, as I mentioned to you earlier, into a documentary that we're going to present to Congress shortly after the inauguration. We are going to rip away the cloak of deception and deceit that has been played on the American people by our government and the media. And we're asking everybody, including yourself, Tom, that speaks at our convention, to take the gloves off and to speak from your heart and tell the truth to the American people. They need to hear it. That's the only thing that will wake them up and let them look around and see what is happening to their country and the extinguishing of opportunities for future generations. Without the free market system, you can't survive. This country was built on immigrants, and the promise was that you can have a better life in America because you can work for yourself and build a business and a good livelihood for your family. And what is going on now is just absolutely idiotic. We look at the collapse of Europe and the fiscal chaos that they're in, and that's what we're reaching for. We're willing to give up the greatest nation on earth and the policeman of the world who has kept order in the world, and we're rowing towards Europe with all the leftists piled into a boat towards a failed socialist system, and the people with any sanity in Europe are jumping into a boat and rowing towards America.
Yep.
But by the time they get here, it may be too late, and they'll be sorry that they ever took the trip, because it will be no different.
Well,
Joe, that's the analysis of the critical moment in history that we find ourselves. But the question we're struggling with is this amorphous idea of a Tea Party that had some sort of manifestation over the past 3 years. Does it still exist? If it does, what is its role in correcting the crisis you just identified?
Well, I see its role as educating the population. All they hear is what they see on TV and what they are spoon-fed by the lamestream media, and they don't. A great many of them don't know any better. It has been drummed into their heads that they can get free stuff, and rather than have any ambition in life, their goal is to get more free stuff, without ever coming to the comprehension that free stuff doesn't exist forever, and it's not free to begin with. Somebody has to pay for it.
Well,
if you take all the incentive away from the people that produce the stuff, there will be no more stuff.
Well, I got a question for you.
Tell them it's you.
This is Mark Campbell. How you doing, Joe? Let's talk about South Carolina specifically. What have you done in South Carolina? You have a governor there, Nikki Haley, and good
lady.
Is she pro Tea Party? Did she turn the economy around, or what's her story? And are those the type of people that you want to support for the United States? If she were to run for president, for example, would you want people like her to run for president?
Well, I supported her, and I worked very hard for her election as governor. Mm-hmm. And I think that in 2011, that we were able to accomplish great things in the legislature in South Carolina, and she signed many, many important bills. We signed a voter ID bill.
Oh, you do have voter ID there.
Yes, and in fact, we just got a ruling this week that there was a lawsuit that attacked our voter ID, and we won that lawsuit, and there are punitive damages going to be paid to South Carolina.
Wow!
Because
excellent.
of that.
Now, now, is your strategy more of a ground? They say all politics is local. I mean, is it more getting the local councilmen elected and working their way up? Because I think what we have to do is a systemic change from the whole system. It's from the ground up, building up candidates, building up a whole different type of system, which is a different ideology than the current one in place. Is that what you're trying to do?
Well, that would be the normal course of events, but we're not in normal times.
Okay.
These are very perilous times. I don't think we have the time to do that.
Okay.
I think we can work at that, but we can't restrict ourselves to that level.
Okay.
We have to attack at every level, and make the people aware that their tax dollars are being stolen and squandered, and there are so many wonderful things that could be done with those tax dollars, and we could turn our economy around on a dime. I've said for years that in order for our economy to truly recover, we would need a miracle in two areas, and those two areas are energy and healthcare. And we virtually have the miracle of energy in our fingertips.
Yes.
If the president were to sign allowing permits for 5 or 6 natural gas liquefaction plants, and we were to start exporting liquid natural gas to other countries, China as it stands right now, pays 16 times the price that natural gas sells for in the United States. We could wipe out our trade deficit in no time.
Well, yeah, look at Qatar. I mean, they're doing it. That whole country is doing it.
We're walking on the energy that we could be using instead of buying it from the Middle East, who are trying to annihilate us. They're financing their war against us instead of using the resources underneath our feet.
Well, let me give you a quick little personal story.
We allow these off-the-wall global warming zealots to say it's politically incorrect for us to use our own resources. It's the most asinine thing I've seen in my 67 years.
All right, Joe, and these are good issues. I mean, we should pursue these at some point, but right now we only have a couple of minutes left, and I want to get the information out. If people from Florida want to attend the South Carolina Tea Party Convention, what do they do?
The only thing that they have to do is if they can write down this email address, and it is Ron, RONRH 33 @gmail.com. If they will send an email to Ron, RH 33 @gmail.com, he will respond and give them all the information necessary for them to attend the event.
Okay.
It is by invitation only, and you must pre-register with Ron. There's no upfront money to pre-register. You must pre-register in order to gain admittance into the convention. We are charging a very, very modest $25 for the entire weekend, and I will guarantee personally that anyone who attends this convention and has half an open mind will go home and never be the same person again. They will be enlightened by what they hear and realize that they have been taken on a sleigh ride for years with the games that are played by our politicians in D.C. and at state levels everywhere.
Okay, then that's it. Let me see if I remember. Ron, RH33 @gmail, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Romeo Hotel.
Yeah. Do you have a website or an events page or anything like that set up?
We have a Facebook page.
And where is that? What's that?
That's at South Carolina Tea Party Coalition Convention.
South Carolina Tea Party Coalition Convention. So you can go there and get information, but it is by basically you're screening the people going in so that they're protesters and all the crazy people coming in.
Well, that and the fact that we are limited to 600 people.
Okay.
We want people there that are going to learn what the knowledge that our speakers pass on, and then it becomes their job to pass that along and try and educate the public. I'd like to give you one more website that has all the bios of all our speakers, and that is Gerry, GERRI, MC, Daniel, DANIEL, .info.
Got it. Great. Appreciate it, and looking forward to seeing you guys Friday and all weekend, really. So I'm excited about going to the South Carolina Convention, Tea Party Convention in Myrtle Beach on the ocean. You know what? If I leave now, I can jump in the ocean right here and swim all the way up there and be there by Friday. I can do my old lifeguard days.
Did you just get your Gulfstream up there?
Yeah. You know, my old lifeguard days, what's that, about 600 miles? No big deal. No big deal. If I can go 600 feet, I'd be happy right now. All right. Thank you very much, Joe
Tom,
Dugan. And
one other thing,
sure.
Tom, is after you get checked into the resort, make sure that your first stop is to our hospitality suite.
I enjoy hospitality.
That's not going to be a problem for him.
I'm a good receiver of hospitality. Not a problem.
That's fine.
Okay. All right. You take care.
Talk.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Joe Dugan, folks, from South Carolina. South Carolina. I wonder if they got Sharia in South Carolina.
Stop or give it up. Killing infidels, always got it planned. Underhand, give a lot of yell. Whoa! My Sharia. My Sharia.
I hear CJ laughing now.
My Sharia.
All right, we have from the ideological founder of the Muslim Brotherhood, the same Muslim Brotherhood who's head of the Fiqh Council in North America, who writes all our Sharia law. So this is where they get all their information from, is from Sayyid Qutb. And he says, we must free ourselves from the clothes of Western society, the kind of legal and constitutional system it asks us to establish in the world, Western concepts, Western traditions, and Western leadership. Our mission is not to compromise with the practices of the Western society, nor can we be loyal to it. Western society, because of its Western characteristics, is not worthy to be compromised with.
Oh.
Sounds like he doesn't like Western society.
Doesn't like Western society. We're struggling right now, the conservatives in the United States, because the liberals have been more effective at persuading more people to go out and vote. That's the way the system works. This guy doesn't want any of that stuff. No liberals, no conservatives, none of that.
Now, understanding this man grew up got his PhD in America, went to school in America, spent lots of time in America. This is back in the early 50s when he did all this, and he went over, became the ideological leader of the Muslim Brotherhood. Tom, who does that sound like?
Yeah.
Oh, didn't we just have a president do this of Egypt do the same exact thing as this man did? I mean, you don't have to understand that much history about the Muslim Brotherhood to understand this is their pattern. This is what they do all the time. They hate Western society. They hate all societies other than Islamic. They hate communist society. They hate them all. I mean, if you're not Islamic, you are an enemy of Islam. It's simple as that.
Unbelievable. But you're not an enemy of Tom and Mark and Mike and a missing CJ and a newly found engineer. We're not your enemy, but we'll be right back as your friend.